Did you know that nearly 1 billion emails were exposed to attack in a single year? That's affecting 1 in every 5 internet users. In 2020 alone, 57 of Nigerian organizations said their public cloud database were exposed in the last year, which is 2019. Meanwhile, about 46% of Nigerian organizations said that their credentials, that is the method at which hackers used, is to attack their Twitter, which were stickers. So in the last 12 months, Sophos captured 8 that these other attacks, such as brute force, email compromises, WhatsApp account hijacking, among many others, are also part of the threats that internet users face. So preventing your social media account from being attacked requires a whole lot of a combination of proactive measures that needs to be taken, and the need for you to be responsible, to have a responsible behavior online. And a host of other things, to bring it down to a layman's term, is the fact that apart from all this, a lot of times you might want to log into your Facebook account and you discover that at a point in time, maybe somebody has actually been trying to. So Facebook will be telling you to change your password, or possibly at some point in time, if the person is able to successfully hack it, you are able to see pornographic photos and pictures being posted, or a situation whereby the account is being cloned, and you have a situation whereby an old man, an elderly man who is a white person, is now using your account. In that way, the name is being changed. They use different things whereby a male account is being hijacked and it's being turned to a female, or possibly the account is being hijacked and a situation whereby you have people advertising how to do money rituals. So one of the key things that those hijackers use is possibly they promote prosperity, and number 2, they also promote promiscuity, that is through pornographic pictures and videos. These are ways in which attackers can, and successfully, once they've been able to hijack your account, turn it to. And most times there's what we call phishing, a situation whereby the moment they hijack it, they now start telling you that you have to pay a particular ransom before you can actually retrieve back your account. So it happens to social media accounts like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or possibly your email, which is very important. So phishing is usually the phishing attack happens mostly with emails, and a situation whereby once your email is being compromised, definitely there are a lot of things that can, there are a lot of documents, especially your Gmail account, whereby all other documents are attached to it. Maybe your Google Doc, a lot of things that you do with your business, your Google Doc, your Google Files, the Excel sheets, and a host of other ones. And even the emails, which are very important, are supposed to be confidential. Then the third party have access to it. How do you safeguard yourself from all this? Welcome to another interesting episode of iMedia Podcast. This is a production of iMedia Digital Hub, and this is a place where we produce content on everything around business and technology. My name is Shamsuddin Abdulrazak, and here today we're going to be discussing some steps you can take to enhance the security of your social media accounts. So we'll be starting with number 1, which is the idea of you need to use what we call the strong and unique passwords. So you need to be able to use a strong and unique password for all your accounts. And a case in point is an ideal strong and unique password is a password that has a capital letter. It has a combination of a capital letter, a small letter, special characters, which is like the @ sign that you use in email, or possibly or the $sign, or any of those characters. Then numeric, so you have to have numbers also combined. That is what we can define as a very, very strong password, and it is supposed to be unique to you. Unique in the sense that you should be, the next person, even so to say your wife, should not be able to know the password to that account. So you should be able to use a mixture of letters, numbers, and also special characters, and also avoid using easily information that are available to you, maybe like the date of birth, your name, or possibly the password itself. You should be able to avoid using anything that is predictable, so that the third party doesn't know. Because there are some people, it's easier. At the moment you just mention their birth, you know their date of birth, definitely you can easily hack their accounts. If you know their date of birth and the combination of the dates and possibly their name, their middle name, their pet's name, you are able to sit down. So maybe just like a 10 trials, you are able to just break into their accounts. And number 2 is what we call enable two-factor. So the two-factor authentication has to do with mostly social media platforms. They offer you two-factor verification, authentication rather, so where it enables you to add another layer of security. And this time around, there are a lot of things that comes with it. They might say, okay, if there is a breach, maybe there's a phone number that they would have to send an OTP to, or possibly it may come in form of a question whereby they will say, okay, fine, what is your pet's name? What is the name of what date are you born? Or maybe which area are you staying? What is your mother's maiden name? So these are some of the questions that comes with this two-factor authentication in such a way that you are able to sit down and be able to teach, to be able to safeguard your account from anybody that is going to be thinking of trying to break into it. Because if the person is able to maybe break into the first one with the two-factor authentication, the person is not able to break into your account fully. This will require you to enter a verification code that is being sent to your phone or your email, so that once a new phone is logged into your account, definitely you will be able to, you'll be notified that, okay, so person is trying to log into your account. So for Gmail, it happens very often. They will tell you at so time this person logged into your account. Are you sure you are the one? Or maybe a social device is logged into your email account. Are you sure you are the one? Please authenticate it and make sure that you are able to confirm that you are the one that is actually doing this at that particular time. So number 3 is beware of phishing. So beware of phishing attempts. So be conscious of suspicious attacks or suspicious link or messages that people will send. So they actually comes as a bait. They come as a bait in the sense that they always come in form of, okay, maybe there is a particular loan that the federal government is giving, or maybe there is a particular opportunity that you have to go, or possibly there's a conference that is fully funded. So the way they would design it is usually more of when they call phishing, to use it as a bait to draw you. So the moment you sign up to those unverified links, they will drag you into it, and that way they are able to attack you, get your account, and tell you to have to pay a ransom for it. So beware of those links. If there is any news or anything, try as much as possible to do a step further by verifying what exactly is the content of this, what exactly it is. Is it truly real? What are these? So a key thing to actually note is, number 1, you look at the dates of the closing dates. When is it closing? Because sometimes the information are real, but possibly the closing date, or possibly even the URL, that's the website that they are trying to use, might not be correct, in such a way that sometimes they put hyphen in the middle of the website. So when you look deeply into the original websites, the differences between the original website and the one that is being used for the phishing is just the hyphen in between. And that way you are able to now discover that, okay, this is actually real or not. So number 4, try as much as possible to keep software updated. So if you use your web, for example, all the software you use on your laptop or possibly on your phone, try as much as possible to keep them updated. Ensure that the device, the operating system of your phone, your web browser, and your social media accounts, the apps you use, are actually up to date with the latest security practices. So most times regular updates helps you to prevent against any form of unknown what we call a vulnerability. At any point in time, there are vulnerability that comes with these particular apps. And you know, the hackers and these particular cyber attackers, they are not sleeping at all. So the moment they continue to break the security features of apps and everything, the more the ethical hackers try as much as possible to find a way to bridge it. So you try as much as possible to always update the apps on your phone and softwares on your web browsers and your laptops in such a way that you are able to use the up-to-date and the latest one, and you are able to avoid a vulnerability. Try as much as possible also to use what we call the trusted apps. So there are some apps that are trusted. So not all apps are trusted. So there are some apps that are trusted. So try as much as possible to only install social media apps that are from official app stores like Google Play or the Apple Play Store. So, and you try as much as possible to avoid downloading apps when unknown sources such as they contain malware, and they try as much as possible to avoid all these things because they might contain malware. So if it is not a Google Play Store maybe or Apple Play Store, try as much as possible to be very conscious before you download any of those apps. So another one is the limited third-party apps. So limited third-party apps permission. So be able to try as much as possible to review messages and permissions you grant to third-party apps that are not either on your system or on your phone that are connected to your social media account. So be able to try as much as possible to review them before you give approvals or access for some of those apps, because some of them are actually going to be used to clone your data. So another one that is also very important is be conscious with public Wi-Fi. So a lot of times you go to a place and you discover that there's a Wi-Fi and you immediately want to connect to the public Wi-Fi. So avoid logging into social media accounts, especially using public Wi-Fi networks, as they may be less secured. So use a virtual private network, that is a VPN, when accessing your accounts on public networks, a public Wi-Fi. You go to an organization, or maybe you are within the school setting and you saw a public Wi-Fi, you log into your account already. So some of your details are being saved on that particular device, and definitely there can be a breach, or possibly if anybody wants to attack that particular device, the particular network, it affects every other device because some of your data are being stored on it. So you try as much as possible to log out from device. So always log out of your social media account when using public computers or devices. So this particular one helps you. For example, you are using an office laptop or office desktop for your work, and you mistakenly, or maybe by virtue of your work, log into your social media account or your email into the office Wi-Fi, the office laptop. You try as much as possible to log it out after using. Or possibly you go to a cyber cafe and you are in the process of trying to maybe do one or two things registration. You log into the social media, you're logging your social media account or your email, and at the end of the day you just leave without logging out. So that way anybody that comes in to use that particular system again can have access to your data, which is supposed to be very confidential, and at the end of the day there might be a breach into your account. Avoid selecting the remember me option. So when you have a situation whereby you log into a particular device and they said, okay, click remember me. So if you click remember me, it means that for every time somebody have access to your email account, irrespective of which device it is, you are able to be able to log into that particular device, and anybody that actually is able to hack into your account is able to also hack into your particular data. So you try as much as possible to protect that, and not always click on the remember me password and the remember me button when trying to log into any of your social media accounts or possibly a website. So another thing that is very important is be wary of social engineering. So social engineering is one of the best ways that hackers use to actually get through at people. So hackers may try to trick you through social engineering, whereby they impersonate someone else and they claim it's to be from a trusted organization, and be skeptical of unsolicited messages and verify requests before acting on them. So this is very important and can never be overemphasized in the situation whereby they, like I've told you earlier, they clone and they say, okay, we are from social organizations. And a good one is where people call you that we are from MTN or we are from your bank, and a situation whereby they just send in your data, and the moment you are able to they say, we are helping you to do something, a refurbishment in your account. Just they are going to send you a particular code, immediately send it back, and the moment you're able to send it back, then they wipe every money in your account. So try as much as possible to avoid social engineering and be able to verify any information before you act on them. So lastly, we're going to be discussing this particular point, which is very, very important, which is what? Educate yourself. So educate yourself, stay informed about the latest security threats and best practices for online safety. So this can never be overemphasized. Be aware of the potential risks that can help you to take necessary precautions, especially as you actually take on your online voyage by surfing the net virtually every day, as definitely we might not be able to do without surfing the net on a daily basis. So there is a need for us to continually educate ourselves, and this is why this video like this is being produced, so that it can serve as a reminder to you, so that anytime maybe you forgot one or two things, you can easily watch this kind of video and you'll be able to keep yourself up to date. And possibly you need to also read and also watch videos, so that you'll be able to keep yourself up to date as regards the latest security features that comes with devices and also social media handles. By following these guidelines and staying vigilant, definitely you can significantly reduce the risk of your social media accounts being compromised. And remember that the online security is an ongoing journey, so it's a process, and it's an essential part to stay proactive and also protect your personal information. So many thanks for watching today's episode of iMedia Podcast, and we hope you got value, and try as much as possible to stay secured, and try as much as possible to also implement all of these strategies that we've actually shared with you. And I hope you got value from this. And if you are yet to experiment any of this, try to experiment and share your experience with us. And if you fall victim before, please share your experience with us on the comment section. We'd love to learn from you and also share how you've been able to overcome them. And if you've been able to practice any of this, also share your experience with us, and we'd love to interact with you. Many thanks for watching once again. My name is still Shamsuddin Abdrazak Gedado, and this is me saying bye-bye.